Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can get a full face of makeup without using foundation. This is going to be perfect for the summertime because I know we don't like having a cakey face. I don't personally like wearing a lot of face makeup in the summer because it's so hot and humid, and I feel like if you're going to be outside, it's just pointless to even put it on. Plus, I love this like natural glowy skin trend that is super in right now. I've been doing a lot with skincare. If you want to see an updated skincare routine, definitely let me know. I'm going to do one very soon for you guys. This is going to be a talk through tutorial because I wanted to make it very informative and very helpful and easy to follow. This look is also using mostly drugstore products aside from a few of my staples that are my favorite. I tried to keep it very affordable, lots of e.l.f. products. First thing I'm going to start off with is a moisturizer, and I've recently been trying this out. This is from Cetaphil. This is the Redness Relieving Daily Facial Moisturizer, and this has sunscreen of 20 in it, so this is excellent if you're going to be outside in the summertime. And I like how it has a little bit of coverage to it. As you can see, it actually comes out with a tint to it, so you can totally just use this as a moisturizer. It does a really great job at evening out your skin tone. And I do have quite a bit of redness on my cheeks. My skin is overall really fair. I did want to mention that I do have on a self tanner on my face. I'm using a foundation brush and just pumping a very little bit on my face. You want to make sure your face is really moisturized before you do it and you have exfoliated beforehand. And I would avoid like your lip area, but if you self tan your body like me, it does help in the summer to also do your face. But in the summer, like for this video, I want to be able to go around without makeup, and it just looks so even, it looks really good. So this is mostly just going to focus on how to even out your skin tone to where you can still wear more makeup when you do want to kind of glam up your look a little bit. Now I'm just going to spritz my face with this Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. This has rose water and green tea, really soothing and hydrating on the skin. And I've been using this sort of like a primer. It does help your makeup stay on a little bit longer, and so I've been using it before my makeup and also after my makeup. So I did wet my beauty sponge. This is from Pract, which is a cheaper brand by Sigma Beauty. I do have this damp, and then I squeezed it out in a washcloth. I am going to apply a little bit of concealer under my eyes because I do have dark circles. For that, I'm using the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I love this concealer so much. This is the lightest shade, which is probably going to be a little bit too light for my dark face that I have right now with the self tanner, but I can show you how you can darken it up a little bit with powder and stuff, because nothing is worse in my opinion than having that white cast under your eyes. I mean, it does a really great job at concealing, but yeah, you don't want to have that cast under your eyes. It's going to look really white, but once I blend everything, I will make sure that it doesn't look like that. But this just works really well at covering up dark circles, and this is the only concealer for me that doesn't crease. I do have oily lids, and this does not crease at all. And I do take it up on top of my lids just to help conceal any redness I have up there, and it also helps just even everything out. And I am going to drag this down onto my cheekbone. So this is where I have a lot of freckles. I'm just kind of blending what's left over on the sponge down into this area, and that's going to help just even everything out even more. So this method that I'm doing pretty much is just going to conceal any areas where I do have redness or things I want to even out. But overall, I'm not putting a full layer of foundation all over my face. It's just kind of evening out my skin tone only where it needs it. It looks so much whiter on camera than it actually is in person. I feel like that always shows up that way. I am gonna take a little bit of this concealer. This is from Revlon. This is the Photo Ready, and this is in the shade Light. It's a little bit darker, and I'm just going to kind of go over this area just to darken it a little bit. It is gonna darken up with the powder and stuff, so everything will look fine once it's blended out. I know it looks crazy right now. So this is also the concealer I like to use on my chin, just where I have a little bit of redness, and I don't go too heavy on this, just a little bit. Some people have redness around their nose. I just kind of dab whatever is left. This does a pretty good job at covering my leftover acne marks. And by using this sponge, it's absorbing any excess product, and it's just really hydrating on the skin. I find that in the summertime. I just have to use this sponge now to apply any face makeup, or else my foundation just gets so cakey. So I'm not gonna put anything on my forehead. As you can see, with the tinted moisturizer, I feel like it's enough coverage. I mean, I have freckles and stuff showing through, but that's the point of this look, so that is totally okay. To set the under eye concealer, I do like using this e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. This is my favorite powder, and I like to apply it actually with this sponge. I've been doing this recently and it helps so much. Even though it is translucent, it will darken up the concealer just a little bit. Now this is totally optional, but if you want to just even out your skin tone overall and set your whole face, you can use this Maybelline Fit Me. This is the matte and poreless powder. This I think has a really light coverage to it. It's not like a powder foundation or anything, but it is great at just evening out the skin. I don't usually do this, especially if I'm gonna be like outside, like at the pool or something. I don't usually apply powder to my face, but if you did wanna set it, if you don't like to be shiny, I think using a tinted version is going to be a little bit better than using the translucent because it just helps even everything out. Provides a little bit of coverage, and this is gonna darken up my concealer a little bit too to blend everything in. And it's a light coverage too. I love how it's not like using a powder foundation, which just can cake up so much when your face gets oily or hot in the summer. Okay, so now everything is pretty much mattified. I know it's gonna hold up. I feel like I have really good coverage. I mean, this looks pretty much like when I wear foundation, not much different. Okay, so you can do a little bit of bronzer if you want to contour your face. I feel like I kind of should just skip it though, because I'm really trying to keep it minimal. I mean, the only thing I like to kind of contour sometimes is my forehead, but my cheeks I feel like have a good contour. I think I'm just gonna go right in with blush. For blush, I'm gonna use this e.l.f. cream blush palette. I love using cream blush, especially when I don't have on foundation and a lot of powder, just because it melts into the skin a lot easier. And it just looks really pretty and natural in the summertime. I'm gonna pick up this coral color, and this just looks so pretty for the summer. I hope they still make this palette. This one is actually really old. And then if you do have oily skin, you can just take your powder brush and go right over it, just to kind of set it, and that just tones it down a little bit. So if you have issues with your cream blush fading, this is a great way to kind of lock it into place. And I like keeping the blush just a little bit brighter in the summertime because it just looks so pretty and natural. I am gonna do a little bit of highlighter because this wouldn't be a full face without a highlighter. I'm gonna use this one by Pixi. I love these. This is the Glowy Glossomer Duo in Delicate Dew. I'm just gonna pick up that pink shade. Look how intense that is. It's really hard for me to get highlighters to show up on my skin, but when I have a tan like this, a fake tan, it just looks so much better. Again, if you wanna blend that out, I forgot to mention the powder brush that I use for the powder is by e.l.f. It's just the powder brush, which is the flat one. This works so good at blending out powder foundation. So now I'm gonna move on to brows. I've been using a tinted brow gel recently. This one is from Causemetics, and it's in the shade Audrey, and I just lightly run it through my brows. I already combed them out earlier, but I like how I can kind of use this to fill in the brow at the same time. And I like to just brush them up and then over. Super easy to do and quick. I have a full routine that I did, a tutorial on how to get feathered brows, which is just where they look a little bit more natural. They're kind of brushed upward without being too bushy. All right, just to kind of fill in my arch a little bit, I like to take this from Lime Crime. It's their Bushy Brow Precision Pen, and I showed this in that video. And I just kind of use this to enhance my arch because this is where I kind of have gaps. And it just looks a little bit funny when I don't have it filled in right there. So they're not perfect, but for this look, that's what we're going for. If you need to clean up any edges, you can just take a concealer brush like this and just clean those up. Oh, I also wanted to mention, if you do have blemishes to cover, this is a really great option. This is from Color Science. This is their mineral corrector kit. I've showed this a lot of times. I think I did a video on how to cover blemishes like with still looking natural and stuff. I talk about this a lot. It's basically powder concealer, so it looks a lot more natural. It's great for setting concealer too, if it's still like peeking through. If you've put like a cream concealer over top of an acne scar or an active breakout and you can still see it peeking through, this is perfect for that because it just adds that little bit of coverage without looking cakey, and it sets everything too because it is like a thick powder. Okay, now I am gonna do eyeshadow, which I rarely ever wear eyeshadow, especially not like to work and stuff and in the summer, but I wanted to kind of show you how you can still do a full look and have a full face of makeup without wearing foundation. I am gonna prime my eyes. This is just the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is my favorite. It's the only thing that seems to work. I've tried so many other ones and they just look cakey on me. For eyeshadow, I've been using this palette from Pixi. This is the Eye Reflection Shadow Palette in Natural Beauty. It just has really great natural colors. This one actually came broken in the mail, but I fixed it with some alcohol. But that is just a really nice shimmery neutral color, which is actually the shade I'm gonna use. Just taking a Sigma eye shading brush to run this all over my lid. In the summer, I love doing just an easy eyeshadow look where you just have like a shimmer all over the lid. Now I'm gonna go in with a crease brush like this. This is just, I think, like an E.l.f. blending or something. Just gonna take this neutral brown color here. This is pretty light. It's not as dark as it looks. And I'm just gonna run this through the crease, just something really light and natural. As you can see, I'm holding the brush down here at the bottom. That is just so I don't go too heavy hand with it and it's more like light and feathered. And I'm just kind of flicking the color on versus like applying a dramatic crease color. So just gonna add some dimension to my eye. And again, I'm just going very easy, swiping this back and forth, focusing a lot of it on the outer corner. It's hard to do eyeshadow with curly hair because it's so unruly. And I'm kind of dragging it out towards the brow a little bit. Now for the brow bone, I'm just taking a fluffy blending brush and I'm picking up this matte skin tone shade. You want to tap off the excess. There is some fallout, like I said, with these, but overall I think they're pretty good drugstore shadows. Just have to tap off your brush. Fallout doesn't bother me unless if I get like major shimmer all over my face, then it can be annoying. Now I'm just gonna take a pencil brush and pick up that same color and take that on the lower lash line. That same neutral brown. I think I'm gonna deepen that up just a little bit with this other brown down here, just on that outer corner to give it a little bit more definition. So now going back in with that eye shading brush, I'm gonna go back to that shimmery champagne color and put that just on the inner corner on the lower lash line. All right, that's it for shadow. If you wanted to deepen it up, I would recommend taking like a smaller precision crease brush and going in with a deeper brown shade, but for daytime, I like just leaving it like this. For liner, I'd like to keep it super simple and natural for the summer. I'm going with a pencil liner. I just did a video on how to do really easy winged liner for beginners using pencil, and I share different tips and stuff on how to do that just to make it really simple and quick. So I'm gonna do that same routine. For that, I'm using the Sigma flat definer brush. This just kind of helps blend out the liner, but this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Liner in Demolition. It's just a really dark chocolate brown color. I love the Urban Decay liners because they are waterproof, so this is great for summertime. And again, this is so quick. I do this really quick in the morning. Now I'm gonna create a little bit of a wing. I'm just placing that pencil right there in the corner and flicking the liner up towards the brow. So I'm gonna take that Sigma flat definer brush and just smudge it back and forth. I'm just placing the brush right at the base and just kind of wiggling it back and forth. So now I'm just going to go in with mascara. We are finally almost done. This is just the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is my favorite. I've used it for years and it's the only thing that just never fails me, I feel like. Is anyone on the planet capable of applying mascara without getting it on your skin? All right, now for lips, I was trying to find like a drugstore option that would be like a tinted lip balm or something because I love those, but I didn't have any in my collection. So I decided to go with the Becca lip glosses. These are tinted lip glosses. Well, they're pretty much like liquid lipsticks. It's called the Glow Gloss, and this is a coral color. This is in Tiger Lily. I love wearing like a bright coral in the summertime, but I feel like this little pop of color is perfect for the summertime. It matches the blush pretty good. Like, it looks very dewy, but it feels matte at the same time. I cannot stand that feeling when your foundation or your face makeup feels sticky or anything, especially in the hot, humid weather. I think this is just so nice. I don't have to worry about my foundation wearing away. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna list out everything that I used on my face on the blog post that goes with this video to where you can shop the links there, make it really easy. So that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. I post videos weekly all about naturally curly hair care, really easy everyday beauty, and some home decor stuff here or there. So I'd love to see you back next week. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye everyone.